A big part of this journey, right, is starting before you feel ready. And what I love to say is that you don't actually have to be ready. You just have to be willing. We've all come here with a divine purpose, traveling on a stream of cosmic dust from the stars into our mother's wombs, born into this precious life. It is no accident that you are here, my love, on earth, in this moment, in this body. You are here longing to find your place, to align with your purpose, to embody your passions and to live into the dreams of your heart. Yet so often we get caught, suspended in the tangle of life, not able to move forward, not able to find solace and comfort in a world that has forgotten the truth of our existence. As we begin to remember, as we peel back the layers, as we come together to uncover our unique gifts and reconnect with our authentic selves, we are able to see another way of being, a new possibility, a different life waiting to be lived. I have experienced on this complicated and wild journey of life that when we connect with the story of our soul, it will show us the magic of this life that we have been missing. It will open a window into the very heart of who we truly are, of who we came here to be, and gives us answers to our ever-asking why. Hello, my loves. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Always so good to be with you and our guest for today and all this opportunity to learn, to grow, to explore ourselves as divine, intuitive beings. So thank you. If you haven't already checked out Alchemy School for the Soul, we are currently enrolling. Classes start in December. Love, love, love to have you here with us in this portal, this place where we get to develop our intuition. We get to dive deep on our soul journey into who we are as these incredible beings that are here to serve, to support, to inspire each other. Join us. There's a link in the show notes. For our reading today, Kristina is here with us. And growing up, it never made sense to her. Just such a literal, material world. And she always felt as if something was missing. And this kind of longing or knowing inside her that there had to be more than just going to school, getting a career, having kids, and then it's over. And so what's happening for her, right, is she's awakening to and realizing that there's so much more than she was led to believe. And it has left her really questioning where should she go from here, because she's known all along, and yet now the blinders are really off and she's awakening to this deeper sense of life. So what this conversation takes us on a journey through is living outside your comfort zone, embodying mother energy for the planet, how doubting your purpose and your ability to help others is getting in your way. We look at harnessing the gifts from your transitional stages and spaces, that nothing is wasted, no time is not important in your life. We look at taking time to find out what is your truth and what do you really, really love, rather than what others may think is best for you. And we talk about answering the question, who am I? Who am I? This has always been a question that has driven my spiritual journey and has taken me deep and into places. And it's something that I love to ponder, love to explore. So enjoy this beautiful reading with Kristina. Hi, Kristina. Welcome to the podcast. How can I help you today?
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much. I'm nervous and excited, I guess.
Nersited. That's what my kids and I call it.
Aw. So I guess it starts when I was little. My dad was super Christian, religious, and I knew there was something missing, like there was more to all of that than what we were being led to believe. And then as I got into my teen years and I'm seeing people's lives around them, you go to school, you choose a career, you have kids or you don't, and you just work your 9 to 5 and then you pass away. And I'm like, that's it? Like, there's got to be a point. There has to be a reason for this and all the suffering, which I take rather personally. I don't know if it's maybe an empathic quality, but I just like there was just something, there had to be a reason. And I remember looking in the mirror and just being like, who are you? Like, I don't know you. Who are you? And it wasn't until last year that I started waking up to the truth. And I was just so relieved. I guess that'd be the best word for it. And just learning as much as I can. And I've had the odd experience, with my spirit guides and just a life of a lot of suffering. And I still continue to go through a lot of suffering, but I move past it. I guess I forgive easily and I just move on, even though I've always got people in my life bringing me down. And I just keep going forward. I am a certified energy healer, but I'm too afraid to like step out of my comfort zone. So I'm not sure if that's a part of my purpose, but I was hoping maybe for clarity on what's coming.
Yeah, thank you. I love that question, right? Well, who are you? Inside of your question, the question you asked yourself, like, who are you? And even after being on this path for a long time, that is still one of the things that I ask in meditation or meditate on. It's like, who am I? Because as we go on this path, it's just more and more is revealed. So it's a really beautiful place for you to sort of like that wake up and then just dive deeper into that, like really just uncovering these layers of who you are. So, with what you said, the thing that stood out to me at the end is comfort zone. And I'm curious, what is your comfort zone?
I've always been at home with my kids. I don't have a life outside of that. I'm an undocumented alien in the US, which cracks me up, but just never anything for me. And then I don't have any passions for anything except for the energy healing, which is new, but just being mom. And I like being at home. I'm a homebody anyway. So I guess being at home is my comforting place. I don't like to leave.
How old are your kids?
Oh, I've got 4, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 17.
Wow, amazing. Mm. You know, we all come here with different purposes at different times in our life. And there's this sense, right, that being a mom has been a big part of your purpose. And so, yes, there's this where it can feel comfortable. It's your comfort zone because it's what you know. And maybe it has the ability to stop you from pursuing other things. But there's this sense that this is who you were supposed to be until you were not supposed to be that any longer. So I see that when I look at you as like you are on the path, right? This was your path. Okay, so also, right, as we have kids, it's this idea that we are, not an idea, actuality, that we are bringing souls through our body, like through our womb space and into the world. And this is like wild and such an important part of our evolution and our own personal spiritual evolution. So, what I see, right, is that you've had these kids, and that was really satiating in the crazy, wild way motherhood can be. Are you planning on having any more kids?
Nope. My body said I was done.
Okay.
Works for me.
I just wanted to check because it does feel like that chapter is closed for you in the sense of like, yeah, you brought through the souls that were intended for you. You nurtured them in the way that was required for them, the soul contracts and all the pieces. And obviously, you're not done. You still have younger children. Yet, because that like baby toddler, like being really so enmeshed in mother love and energy, what I see is it's shifted. It's closed in the sense of like, okay, I'm not bringing more souls in, but now what I see you doing is tending to souls is the way that it's changed. And now this beautiful creative life force energy is yours to nurture, to culture, and then to tend to not only the souls that call you mother, but this real sense of like other children, other beings, other adults that are drawn to this beautiful mother energy that you hold and that you embody. And that's why now this healing modality has captured your interest, is because it's time. Now it's time to take everything you've learned. And you've got some kiddos that are now leaving the nest, I imagine, as they're reaching that sort of high school age, that you're going to have more ability to call in other ways to support people. So it feels like this really beautiful transition period. And there can be some waffling, right, in that transition because your body's adapting and adjusting to the new way that you're going to nurture and run energy. So that was a lot. I'd love to hear just what you make with that.
I do feel the closing of the chapter of bringing them in. And it's funny, when I was in the middle of having babies, people would ask me if I was done. I'd be like, no, no, I don't think so. Even though, labor is hard. And I just had a feeling like I wasn't done until number 6. And then I was like, I'm definitely done. And then there was the opening with the C-section to really be done. So that was my sign. I also have things holding me back from being an energy healer as well. My husband's really jealous, nervous about me doing anything, especially with strangers. And so I was just kind of waiting till my opportunity came up to really start that. And I don't know if I'm supposed to initiate it more.
When you say waiting, what do you perceive you're waiting for?
I guess maybe like a sign that it's time to jump in and start doing it, because I've only ever done healings on my kids. I always have doubt that I can do it or that people will benefit from what I can offer them.
Mhm. Yeah, that's very common, right? I know many of us that are here to help heal, here to help support. We've walked a big path of our own, and we can still doubt ourselves. We can still wonder, like, oh my gosh, am I good enough? But can I really help anybody? Like all these thoughts swirl. And a big part of this journey, right, is starting before you feel ready. And what I love to say is that you don't actually have to be ready. You just have to be willing.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. When you say you're waiting for a sign, what would that like? What does that mean to you? What do you expect that to look like?
I'm not sure. I've made a few offerings out there to people that I know that have health issues, and maybe I could be of service, but then there's always like blocks in the way, like financial blocks right now, so I literally can't go anywhere. So I'm waiting for like that to clear because I can't like physically do it yet. So I guess I'm waiting for that kind of thing to clear up so I can actually get out there.
So, meaning wanting to be in person with people, hands on.
Yeah.
Is that how you would love to do it? Because remote is equally as viable and you don't have to go anywhere.
I think it's just because I haven't done the remote stuff yet. And then the doubt pops in again, if somebody's gonna, and I wouldn't want to charge anybody while I still feel like I'm learning.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just confusing because I believe this is a big part of my path is to be an energy healer, but I just feel like I'm stuck.
What sticks you the most? What's the main thought when you think about taking a step forward?
Yes, my husband has a huge part to play in that. He puts me down a lot and doesn't trust me going out anywhere or even just doing the long distance, having the quiet space with my busy house. Just worried that I might not be able to give all of myself in a session.
That's a hard place to be in, right? When your partner doesn't support your dreams and support the mission that you're here.
Yeah. And I get that he'll understand things in his own time. but it makes it difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you have conversations with him about it? Is there a way to help him understand it differently? Have you tried? Where are you at with that?
A little bit, but there's a lot of things that I can't just say because it'll make me sound, totally crazy. Like the whole being from somewhere else with a purpose to heal, it sounds a little nuts, to be honest, but it's hard to explain things to someone that isn't ready to hear it.
Yeah, and I get that. So, what I see in there for you, right, is that you can't change him. He'll see it in his own time. All those things are true. But what you can work on, what you can change, what you can be with is this part of you that doesn't believe in you. Because when you are grounded in your purpose and you are connected fully, right? Like you love other people so much that it really doesn't matter what they think about you and what you're here to do, because what you're here to do is more important than what anybody has to say about it. And if you know that you come from another star system and that you are here to help Mother Earth in this time of crisis, then you get to say that and know the truth in that, regardless of what anybody else thinks about it. And it's in that place where you can grow and you can become empowered. So you can make different choices from that place when it's time to make those choices. But unless you really believe in you, then other people won't. It has to come from you first.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So that feels like a rich place for you, right? Like you're kind of in this in between, right? You've closed out that chapter. You've got this incredible energy. You've got this gift that's awakening and this purpose, this dharma that's stepping forward. And I see you in the in between. And the in between is a really incredibly potent place because you can gain so much ground in the in between if you're willing to look at yourself and to really go into all those places where you are not supporting yourself, where you think you need to be different, where you don't think you're ready. All those things that swirl. The part of you that wants to just cuddle up in your comfort zone,
Right.
the part of you that's scared to step into the fire.
Yeah.
This is the rich place for you right now. I do see you moving on that path. Like it's a really lit up and illuminated path of the warrior, mother, healer kind of thing is the energy I feel in there. And right now, what it's saying is this is you're in the transition zone and it's time to gather your tools, gather your resources, do some really deep self reflective work. Get to know yourself as deeply as you can because you've known yourself as a mother for so long now and you've given and you've loved and you've nurtured others. It's a time now for you to take some of that and give it to yourself and learn who you are. Because who you were, 17, 18 years ago when you started on motherhood is very, very different to who you are today, right? This question, we're back at it. Who are you?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, that feels so important to understand. Not necessarily so sometimes we can get caught, like what I see in this question of who are we, who am I? There's this sense of going out into the future and exploring ourselves is this bigger concept. And that is an incredible part of it. Yet for you, it feels like a much more tangible experience. Is this really my favorite flavor of ice cream? Or do I just like it because it's the leftover one that no one else eats? Or do I like to run or go to yoga? Or do I like to paint? Do I garden? Who am I if I'm not taking care of my children? And if I'm not trying to be who my husband wants me to be? Who am I in my waking moments of what I'm choosing?
You're absolutely dead on with how I feel because, I don't know. I don't know what I've what I have passions for, what I enjoy. Like I feel like a zombie most of the time. 'Cause, it's all about other people and now animals with having a homestead. And it's like, do I even really like animals like this? I don't know. Do I even want to raise pigs? I don't know.
Yeah, super, super important questions and territory for you to explore. Yeah. Like, this is how it feels. This is where you are right now. And yeah, maybe in this time, right? Practice. If you have got some friends, you've got your kids, like, do it for free. Don't put any pressure on yourself to have to charge for it unless you want to, right? Unless that feels really true for you. Maybe even there's a small amount on it so that it does feel like, hey, I'm exchanging something. But don't put this pressure on yourself that you've got to get it all right and charge this amount of money and be this way about it. It feels like this really exploratory time for you. And so exploring this part of you as well, like, what does it feel like to work on this person? What do I get from this? What do I need to give? What's their response? What do I love about it? Like, really get curious about as much as you can.
A lot of places to start.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels very fertile ground that you're standing on. Like, if you choose to dive into this, there's a lot here for you.
Okay. If we want things to happen, we're supposed to take the steps and then spirit will guide us and bring people to us. And I remember my energy healing teacher said that you don't know how long spirit has been working with someone to bring them through your door, which I thought was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Very wise. Very wise.
Got to push myself out there a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, the putting yourself out there is a byproduct of understanding yourself more. Feels like now you're kind of timid to go out there because you're not even really sure of like you, right? And the clearer you become on like, what is your truth? What do you love? What's authentically yours? It's going to feel easier to share that with others because there's like an opening in you. And as that opens, then it resonates with others. And there's more of this desire in you to step into that space because you've claimed that space, you've cleared that space, and it feels more truthful to you.
Okay. Giving me a lot to think about.
Yeah. Is there anything else I can support you with from here?
No, I think that was super helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'd love to hear what you're taking away from this call.
Definitely the getting to know myself more because that's definitely something that I don't know very much, which is weird because we should know ourselves. Maybe sitting with myself more instead of always in the noise of what's going on and getting away to have my quiet space, which I'm never used to. I think would probably help me a lot.
Yeah, a lot happens in the stillness, like surprisingly.
Which I don't get very much of, and then it's nighttime, then I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Try to meditate before bed, and nope, you're out. So
Mhm.
more me time.
Yeah, if you commit to that and devote time to that, I think you'll find that the reward is way worth it.
I think it will be.
Does this feel like an okay place to land today?
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.